We're here with Casey, who's going to walk us through what he found today. So,
hello.
Hi, Casey.
How are you?
Good. All right. So, what did you got for us?
First thing is on the roof. We're not going to go up on the roof, but on the roof, it's a foam roof that has some blisters, some cracking on a lot of the material. And it looks like what they did is they might have had some old vent stacks or something that they abandoned and they just sprayed over them. So you have quite a bit of undulations and raised profile that's going to inhibit the water from draining in a lot of areas.
Okay, so they're something that was abandoned, basically.
A lot of things that were abandoned, or they're vent stacks. I can't tell because there's just a big old gob of foam that's about 12 inches wide and about 12 inches high in a lot of different areas on the roof.
So is any of that? So you're saying the water won't drain as easily, but is it compromised in any way? Like what?
No, it's not compromised at all.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there's any source of any point of water penetration or any open gaps or anything like that. But it's not a smooth roof, which is already flat to begin with, and so you want to limit the amount of water that's going to pond up there and add weight to the roof. And with all those undulations in there, it's going to have a lot of bird baths up there.
So that means pay attention.
I think a roofer have to make, down the road, I guess, the roofer would probably scrape all that off and just make it a smooth membrane and then refoam it. But
so,
right now,
so long term would be get that all flat.
Yeah.
But in the shorter term, it's in good shape.
Right now, it's I mean, there is some cracking, there is some blisters. So with all that water that is going to sit up there, those cracking is where water can work its way through down the road.
And that's maintenance stuff at this point. Okay, so those maintenance items should be taken care of at some point. Ultimately, there's a lot of things that are just hidden under the kind of Santa snow thing, and it needs to eventually be figured out. Okay.
Correct. The vent pipe to the furnace does not extend at least 24 inches above the roof surface. It's flush to the surface, so it needs an extension.
So that's a code item for if it were installed today. How old is that furnace, by the way?
It's a 04.
04. So it should have been at that point too. But do you think they just used the existing one?
Could have used the same pipe, and then this furnace is not as tall as the old furnace, and so the pipe might have fallen. But that's how it should be. You want that exhaust fan. You want the gas combustion to go out to the exterior. Okay. And the way it is, it's coming back down into the closet.
So does that mean the whole thing needs to be replaced, or is it just an extension you put on the top?
Extension from the roof. Okay. The chimney is designed to burn wood. It does not have a spark arrestor or ember screen on top of the chimney up there.
So it's a gas.
It's constructed for both, so you can do either or. Okay,
but if you were to do wood, then sparks could go out the top, is what you're saying. Okay. But is it okay for gas?
Well, gas-wise, it's missing a damper clamp on this.
The clamp. So. The clamp. We love the clamp that's missing. Okay. And you might explain that to these folks.
Well, because you have a gas line that goes into your fireplace, the damper that opens and closes to the chimney, it's not allowed to close all the way. It's required to have a little C-clamp on the lip of the damper, so when you go to close it, it stays open just a tad. In case somebody leaves that gas valve on, the fumes can go up and out rather than inundate.
And that's like a $2 or $5 thing.
$4 part, yeah.
Okay,
Okay. I just noted that it looks like maybe the master bedroom might have been added on at some point in time.
Okay, yeah, we kind of noticed that as well.
So I just said that there's some uneven concrete underneath the carpeted areas in that master bedroom. Let's see, plumbing. The water pipes, you can cut.
Yeah. All right, we've moved out front to the utility closet to talk about the plumbing. What do we got here, Casey?
Okay, so what I'm noting with the plumbing to the water heater is these water lines, before they disappear into the wall or go up, should be flex pipe. They should be the flexible type pipe, not the rigid sweated copper. There should be a flex line before it goes up to the area right there. And then I just noted that you got a big hole in the enclosure wall that goes in there.
Hole in the wall. Okay, so you mean before it goes into the wall,
before it connects to these sides.
So it's supposed to be flex pipe from there all the way.
No, from here over. So where it goes from here to where it connects to the water lines, this needs to be flexed. In case this guy has any type of movement from an earthquake, they want some flexibility on these water lines.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what's the difference? I mean, seriously, what's the difference of having a flex line that goes from here to here versus just having it?
Well, because right now, if it was a flex line, then it would have a screw connection, and so that way it would have some fall. Whereas if it's sweated joint, it's going to pop here, it's going to pop here. It's not going to allow just the water heater to fall off.
Okay, so by code, that's how it should be.
Yes.
The way it's set up, it's functioning.
Oh yeah, it's functioning. Like I said, I just cover my butt. I just call it how it's supposed to be, so that way, if a plumber comes behind me,
but this is probably working fine and has worked fine, etc. So okay, well that's good.
Right.
Good.
Okay, large hole. We talked about that. The filter that's at the bottom of the furnace down there, it's a dirty reusable filter that needs to be cleaned out.
Okay, so with this, you take that off, the top one,
Take
then
this
the
lower
bottom one.
You take this lower one off. You don't need to take the top one off. You can just take the lower one off.
Just take the lower one, and then it's along the bottom. You take it out and wash it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can put a disposable type in there if you want. But
Okay,
the one that's in here right now is reusable.
Okay.
Yeah, so right here, you've got a little bit of the grading of the property has a little negative fall towards the structure. All right, it's already higher than the foundation where the wall meets. So with it already being negative, you do have some moisture penetration, evidence of past moisture penetration on this wall inside the dining area.
Okay.
Okay. So I would recommend cutting this back or just even it out to maybe have the grading fall away from the foundation.
So the issue is that this dirt is up against the wall, which is not absolutely horrible, but it's up higher than the inside.
It's up higher than where the wall and the foundation meet.
So it really needs to come down a bit, and you could either create some sort of boundary and then have it lower, or just rake all this so that goes lower.
Put a little planter wall or something here, like kind of like what they did there. You know, trying to keep it away from the structure.
So
so
you
that
could
way
do
water
something
didn't go
like
in
that
closet.
along here if you really wanted to get aggressive about this, just because this is creating an issue where you could have water wicking into the wall.
Like if we get a big thunderstorm, if this earth gets very saturated, that could be why there's moisture penetration inside the wall, because it's in this corner right here. It's in the corner on the inside as well. So when we go in the house, I'll show you that.
Okay.
This GFCI outlet on the west side of the house right here is missing an exterior cover and it's not grounded. So therefore it's not going to trip like a GFCI outlet should.
And is the not grounding, well, you won't know for sure, but we're assuming that the ground just came off of it, or is that, do you think that was an originally not grounded item?
It could have been grounded because it looks like an added outlet, so it could have been grounded. There might be a ground wire that's loose inside that box.
So it may be just as easy as getting it reconnected with the ground wire that's already in there. Worst case scenario is it's original wiring.
I don't think it's original.
Oh, okay, so it may just need a new GFCI. Okay, got it. Anything else over here? So we're in the front door.
Okay, so I just noted here that the wiring to these light fixtures right here is exposed. Technically, all this wiring right here should be in conduit, so where you shouldn't see it, be able to touch it. So that's all I'm noting there.
Okay, so technically that should all be in a conduit. Yeah, it looks like it was a homespun job at some point.
Okay.
Okay. You're good.
Okay, I call this a lanai based on what the sub-panel, electrical panel said that the electrical was going out to the lanai. This outlet right here is not GFCI protected. All exterior outlets added or built after 1978 need to be GFCI protected.
Okay.
All the rest of them are. The one that they were going to plug their TV into isn't.
Okay, you're jamming out. There you go.
All right.
Now you're assuming a TV will go up there. Look how he's already decorating this for you guys. That's the way this works.
Okay.
Clearly we have this.
Yeah, I noted this as well. You know, the undulations, the cracking, and the coping, and on the decking here. You know, I did note that the automatic fill valve is running continuously, so it's got a broken valve there, so the water's just broken, not that float, and it's just leaking.
Okay.
Okay, so the float just has weight, it just keeps falling, it's not rising with the water.
Okay.
And then the lifted, cracking, coping, decking, but everything with the pool works. Everything with the pool is fine, except for the filters leaking.
The filter's leaking a little bit, so that should be like the equipment.
The GFI and everything's good.
Okay, so it's GFI protected, which means it has a line that goes into the ground so that it'll trip, so you don't get electrocuted when you're inside of the pool.
Your pool and your spotlights, yeah.
Age of equipment is, what kind of condition are we talking about there?
The condition of the equipment is in good shape. Age of it, I'd probably guesstimate probably about 6 to 8 years old.
Okay.
And heater does work, ignites.
And pool equipment seems like it can go for quite a long time as long as it's maintained.
And it's bonded and it's grounded and everything like that.
Man, your phone's blowing up. You got to celebrate those good times. I keep hearing it coming on.
Let's see here. Pool fill valve, we talked about that. Boom, boom. I just said there's stained tiles too, just from the, you know.
Yeah, there's definitely some staining on the tiles. Okay.
That's pretty much it on the outside. So we just got to go to the laundry area and garage would be the next thing.
Okay. So I know that we had some questions about just the fact that they put that white stuff over the shingles. Do you think that you have to have like white?
No, they just coated it. It doesn't need to be like that. In fact, you don't want to do that with shingles, but because it's just basically a fascia, it's not really
doing anything?
No, it's more aesthetic at this point. I don't know why they just did it to blend in, I guess, but
okay, so that's really,
they can continue on if they wanted to, you know, on that if they wanted to paint it all white for look purposes. But
and then we have the wood up there on the top that's just
painted.
Just needs to get some paint on it.
Yeah,
okay.
just sun beaten.
Okay. I'll ask, since I'm here by the casita, is there anything going on in the casita that needs to be known about?
No. No,
Okay.
I think everything in the casita was pretty solid. I didn't have any issues with that.
Now, this technically was not done with a permit. Did you notice anything about it that seemed unusual?
No.
Okay, so it's really, it seems as if it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so next is inside the main house.
Garage.
Okay, so Casey, we're walking through the kitchen on the way to the garage. Was there anything in the kitchen that seemed like it was problematic?
Let's see if I quote my thing here. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. The only thing I noted here, are we on?
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing I noted here in the kitchen is you have a gas range that does not vent to the exterior. You don't have any exhaust vent. You don't have any fan that's going to catch any of these combustion gases that this unit creates.
Okay.
Looks like they were going to do it. Looks like we have a little stubbed out electrical. Looks like we have a hole for a vent, but
nothing ever
nothing's going on. So being that it's a gas range, if you wanted to eliminate that aspect of without having to put in a vent, you could put in an electric range if you wanted to.
Okay.
But
you know, technically a gas range, if it's burning correctly, shouldn't even need a vent, correct?
no, because it's gas, it's going to produce combustion.
Okay, so you have combustion.
Yeah.
So if you're using it in this realm and not doing anything with the vent, just make sure that you've got some.
I mean, you can install a vent hood with a self-filtering charcoal filter if you wanted to as well. They have they have charcoal grease catching filters that self-filter it. You can put a vent hood up there above that.
So
right now there's no exhaust vent at all that has to do with it.
But that exhaust valve is, if you do that kind that you just discussed, that's really where you're going to get sort of a recycling of the air, right? Okay.
Yes, but the filter catches the grease and then it self-filters the combustion on it.
Okay. Okay.
Which are approved.
All right.
Now we're gonna go into the garage here.
Okay.
First thing I noted is the door that goes from the kitchen to the garage is basically should be a fire rated door in case you park your car in the garage or you have a gas dryer in the garage. You want something that's gonna stop a fire from entering this house for 20 minutes so that you can get out of another exit. This is a louvered panel door that's not solid in construction. It doesn't self-close and latch. There's no smoke seal on the garage fire door. So this is in the poor item as a non-functional fire door.
Okay, so it doesn't really protect you if there's a fire out here.
No.
And they're doing some work, there's banging going on because they're doing some pest repair. Right, continue.
Okay, also the wall that separates the house from the garage is called a fire wall. There should be no penetrations in that fire wall. You see they added this on, and so that window for the master bathroom is now penetrating the firewall, so that is not to code either.
Okay, so well, I'm clear. It was supposed to go outside at one point. So
when the house was built, that bathroom vented to the exterior. This wasn't a firewall.
Okay, so at this point, it's something that breaks up the firewall. Got it.
Also here, the dryer vent for the laundry area, it's vertically installed.
Right.
Any dryer vent that's vertically installed needs to be rigid pipe like this guy right here.
I see. So this rigid stuff should have continued through
all the way down.
All the way down.
If they're gonna run it that way, then yes.
Okay.
You could. It might be a little bit, going through these cabinets there, but you can run this same rigid pipe out to the west and go right off the garage. Then you could just have it low and go all the way down, behind those cabinets if those cabinets get moved or if you want to plumb it through those cabinets. But
okay, and while I'm here, I'm going to just show where they're doing the corrections for the trim work that was a problem. And that's where it's being replaced. Okay, where are we off to next? I'll turn us off to it. So we are now in the master bedroom, and we're looking at
the east wall.
Okay, so the pest guy is here too, and this wall has
some blistered plaster, some evidence of moisture penetration from the exterior.
So what's the plan for back here? What?
I'm changing out the dry rot.
Yeah, they're just replacing the baseboard.
Okay, so the baseboard doesn't necessarily address the puckering of the plasterboard. And how are we doing?
See, the exterior, this wall is a block wall. So, the block wall, they're porous. They're going to let moisture in. It's going to expand and retract.
So, okay, so this, there's a little bit of, so is this plaster then that's right on the block wall? Is that
yeah,
what we've got
plaster
going
coat
on?
on top of the cinder.
Okay, so that's buckled a little bit at the bottom because there was some water penetration. All right, so talk to me about what do the buyers need to know about this wall? Like, what's the process? Like, what do we think
Well,
about
right
with
now,
it?
by looking at the outside,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't appear that there's water seeping in anymore. This might be an old problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they might have shoveled the earth down. You know, the earth might have been high, like on that west side of the house, and you can see the foundation now.
Okay. Okay. So it may just be something that happened over time. The video stopped for a second. I'm just saying this so people who are watching it, because the phone call came in, because they'll be like, "Why was there a weird jump in that video?" Okay, but you're working on getting the dry rot done. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So we got that.
Also, same thing like on the outside. You got some exposed wiring on the ceiling going to the fixture. Same thing. There's a fixture in the closet that you got some exposed wiring to.
Okay.
I call that the north closet. Same thing in the living room. You have some wiring going to the ceiling fan in the living room.
Okay. So there's a lot of we need to get something there, and let's do it.
And this is
outside.
because of the age of the home, but these 6 windows in this living room,
Yeah.
when they're that low to the floor, within 18 inches of the floor, they should be tempered glass. None of these windows have tempered glass, but that was just indicative of 1959 age.
Okay.
But if they ever crack or break, your window guy's going to tell you they need to be tempered glass, and it's going to cost more than regular glass. So that's why.
Is that a 25% more? What's your
Probably
Okay.
at least, yeah. Because I know that when I had a little glass break in one of my houses, it was like $30 if I wanted to do it myself, and then tempered glass was like 110.
Oh, okay. So don't break that glass.
Yeah.
Is what you're really trying
But
to say.
that's why I put in the report, because those technically should be all tempered glass, but it wasn't really the thing back in 1959.
Okay.
But all this is original.
Okay.
But the slider door's been replaced, and they have replaced that with tempered glass.
Okay.
The slider door in the master is still the original. It does not have tempered glass.
Yeah, we noticed that. Okay.
The sliding screen door in the living room has torn material.
Okay.
And then I noted the door that goes to the west hall. This door that goes to the west hall does not have a door stop. So you have to just make sure you don't open it too hard and hit the wall. It's got a little nick in the wall, but it doesn't have a door stop.
Okay.
And then again, this is another thing that technically these windows, for a window to be an egress or serve as a way to get out of a fire, these windows can't be any higher than 44 inches from the floor. This window exceeds that limit.
Okay.
So make sure that you have a bed by there so at least you can fit and jump out. But
Okay.
that's why I put that in the report as
Okay.
well.
Just because by code it would have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
Okay. Bathroom in here working okay? Everything's
Yeah, I
fine?
don't have anything going on in there. The master bathroom is the only thing we have left. Two things, one of them being underneath this cabinet here, the base of the cabinet has been removed, so now everything, you can see the slab underneath. They
Yep.
removed the base of it, so it might have had a past leak. There is a slight little leak underneath this sink, and it's where the stopper screws into the drain line. And that's the only leak that's in the house right here. It's just there. So I did note that, but it's where the stopper connects to the drain pipe is where it's leaking.
I thought it'd be on the back side from here, so you won't even see it.
But I have a picture of it.
Okay. All right, and that just happens a little bit whenever there's a little something going on.
Only when the water's running. Only when the water's running does it drip through there. So watch, we'll probably see it.
It's not very big, mate.
No, it's like a drip. No, it doesn't take long.
All right.
So, but it will.
Okay.
I promise.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad it's not just